Some additional resources you may not be aware of are our user guides, our user forum, and our new instructional videos. You can find links to these on your home page. Today I want to help you access the payroll reporting that will make it easier for you to do your job from Remote Payroll. So you can go and click on Remote Payroll and go into our labor approval screen. Once in the screen, you can just simply come over here to the Excel button. And the only filter that's on this right now is the date range. This will dump any time entered for this date range into an Excel spreadsheet. But there are several different additional filters here on this screen, so let's review those. So the date range can be customized. So you can select it by a pay period, or you can come down here and select a date range. You can choose today's date only, you can choose the last month, whatever you need, you can click Go. In the employee keyword here, you can select it by an employee, so you'll only view that employee's time. This time status is drop down. This will assist you in seeing time that hasn't been approved, employees who have no time entered, ready time, all of those different filters here. Clicking on the binoculars will allow you to filter by job. And then over to the right, you'll see all of our payroll groups. You can filter here by one payroll group. Just by simply clicking on it, you'll see on the left it's just populated that payroll group. Or you can click on this button to show all payroll groups. A lot of what you're going to need can be just simply viewed here. You don't necessarily need to put it into Excel or print it or any of those things, and you can view them here. Another tool for viewing reports is the eyeball. You can pull this up to see all of your summaries, approval summaries. There's just a lot of information in here. For the information you'd like to get into an Excel spreadsheet, I'm going to go ahead and leave my dates here, and I'm going to click on my Excel button. So I'm ready to download this payroll data. We have another filter here. You can also filter here by pay group. I'm going to go ahead and just generate my data file. And I'm going to downsize this, get this off my screen, and I'll just pull over the Excel spreadsheet. Okay, so this is just a lot of information that just got dumped into here. And this was just today. So in order to be able to use this data, we're going to go ahead and make this into a table. You can do this by clicking here on this box, which highlights your entire folder. And there's a couple different places you can go in here. I have this format as table. You can click on that. I'm going to go in here to insert table. And as you can see, it has now got the headers up here. The biggest change you'll see are these little boxes that have come up by each column. Now I want to clean up some of my unused columns, so I'm simply going to just highlight them and delete. This is just information that I don't need. It's excess. Obviously, our employees haven't used it, so I can just clear it off my screen. Oops, hang on. It's thinking. Oh, it wouldn't be good if it froze right now, would it? Hang on just a second, guys. All right. It's got lots of flashes. Okay, while this is doing its thing, we have already gone through so many of the different kind of reports that people are requesting when they call into support to be able to search by job, by cost code, employee, payroll groups, unapproved time, all of the time for an employee regardless of multiple payroll groups. Overtime, we're going to go through all of those. All right, now that my table has stopped, it did a little trick over here. It's not pretty. So this is a very basic, but to arrange or to rearrange these columns, say we want our payroll group to not be the first thing, you just have to click on it, once you do a right click, we're going to go ahead and cut it, and we're going to insert it over here. And we can just insert cut cells, and it's just moving it. So that's just a simple, basic, but it could help organize this so you can see things better. So these boxes are so cool. So if you click on the box on any of these different columns here, it's going to give you a drop-down menu. This will allow you to sort, so you can sort this alphabetically A to Z, Z to A. This will sort it depending on the box that you click. So this is going to go by payroll group. If I didn't want to sort by payroll group and I wanted to sort it by our cost code, I would click it here. Down here toward the bottom, you'll see that these boxes are all checked. You can do the select all, select none. So if I want to come in here, and I'm going to go ahead and get back into my employee. I want to just see the employee time for Jake. That way I can see all of his time and kind of clear out all this other mess. If I go ahead and click on OK, all now that is produced up here is Jake, which is great. And I can see the dates. I can see that his time has been approved. And here on the units, these are the hours that he's entered. So I can see right here that he has gone overtime. If that's important to me, that's good information. I'm going to go ahead and back out of this and bring us back to our entire spreadsheet. Okay, so another way to find overtime hours, this has been a request a few times from customers through support, is they want to know which employees have gone over their 8 hours. So we're going to use conditional formatting to find this. So what we're going to do is we're going to highlight our units, which are our hours, and I need to get back here to my home. Okay, so we highlight those, and we'll see up here conditional formatting. So I'm going to go ahead and click on conditional formatting, highlight cell rules, and I'm going to do greater than, so that I can choose anything that's greater than my 8 hours will be highlighted. Okay, so it's pulled up my options here. I'm going to go ahead and enter 8. And then you can choose this drop-down of how it's going to highlight it for you. I'll go ahead and leave it at the red fill and click OK. Now you can see everything, every employee who has entered time over 8 hours is now highlighted for me to be able to quickly review, make sure that the time is approved, make sure it was coded correctly, whatever it is I need to do. Now you can come down and you can scroll through this. I don't have that many listed here. I've got 52 lines. You could have hundreds. So if you don't want to scroll all the way down, you can easily bring all these highlighted areas to the top. You can do this by, again, clicking here. You can sort by color. There we go. And it pulls it all up to the top. Okay. So let's say that we have a specific employee who is working for more than one payroll group. This is a big deal for many of our customers. Because the time that is listed here is just per each payroll group. There could be an employee who's working on 2 different jobs and it falls under 2 different payroll groups, so it's not listed together. So what we can do here is, and I did touch on this a minute ago, but we can go into our employee and we can choose the employee we're looking for and click OK. This pulls up all of Amanda's. You can see her payroll group. She's got 3 different payroll groups here. So I can sort this now by the date. I can sort it by the cost codes. I can sort by the payroll group or the job number, job name, many different ways that I can go ahead and view this. And then here you can, I'm not going to show the sum. The sum is very basic, but you can use your eyeball here to just view to see if she is overtime, if the time has been coded correctly. Okay, let me back out of this, and I'm going to show you how to combine. Some of you have asked this before, so I thought I'd cover that. We've got, for instance, your job number here and your job name, which is separate. Some people want to combine these. This, again, is also with your employee name, employee number and employee name. So how to combine these, you're going to use the I hope I don't annihilate this word, concatenate formula. So what we'll do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to insert another column here, okay, because this is where I want to combine them. So I'm just going to go up here and I'm going to put in my equals, concatenate, okay, don't make fun of me here. All right. And then all I have to do is click on my job number, comma, my job name, and go ahead and end that with an enter. Great. Okay, so what this did was it just combined my job number with my job names in this new column. Now it did this automatically for me. Excel is quickly just picking up. It kind of knows what you're wanting to do. If it did not populate these, all you would need to do after you've done the first one is put your little cursor right here on the corner where you see that box, and if you double click on it, it'll populate it all the way down. It doesn't matter if you have 52 pages or 5,000 items in your column or 10. It'll populate all of that for you. Okay, so let's say this is kind of hard to read, so there's no division between your job number and your job name. So all we have to do is come up here and modify this. So I'm going to go ahead and come in and say space, and I'm going to do a quote, space, quote, comma. Okay. And now you can see that a space has now been added between your job number and your job name. Just a fun little trick. Okay, so the last thing, I know mine is going really fast here, but the last thing I want to share with you is the VLOOKUP. So Excel is used in businesses worldwide, and VLOOKUP is one of my favorite tools within it. Okay, so I'm gonna get out of this. And I hope I covered anything you would be searching for. I tried to look at all of our support tickets and pull up any kind of reporting that other people have been needing. And I'm going to pull up, I'm a little slow here, sorry. A quick little spreadsheet I did. Give me just 2 seconds. I really did do a spreadsheet. There we go. Okay. I did a quick little spreadsheet with my sample here so I'm an HVAC company who wants to track part sales for every month. And so I have my parts list here, and this parts list can stay here all the time. I can copy this in and out of different workbooks, whatever I need. I can add July sales. I can have the entire year listed across here and have my parts list as just another page. So my example here is that here's my July sales, and I want to go ahead and enter this, find out what kind of sales we've had for this month to go ahead and track for our accounting. Okay. Once you created this the first time, like I said, you can just copy this. You don't have to keep creating this. So I'm gonna cheat here just a second so you can see this better. So instead of going back and forth, I'm gonna just go ahead and copy my parts list, and I'm gonna bring it over here just so we can see everything at the same time. Great. Okay, so in my July sales, I'm gonna go ahead and type in compressor. All right, and what I want this to do is I want this, once I type that in, I don't want to have to type in the price and look that price up or total it or anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this table up so that it will automatically go look this up on another chart. V, by the way, just means vertical. It just means that it's pulling it vertically here. If I wanted to do a horizontal lookup, it would be an H lookup, and it would go across the top. Okay, so please don't let my air conditioner limit your imagination, because VLOOKUPs can be used in anything from HR to payroll to so many different things, even in your personal life. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put in my compressor here. And now I want to set up a VLOOKUP for the price. So I'm going to come and just start typing equal sign, everything starts with the equals, and I'm going to start typing VLOOKUP and it'll populate itself. Okay, what's great about it is it's already giving you a help here. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is find out what it is I want to look up. Well, the first thing I want to look up is compressor. So I just have to click on that. Okay, add in my comma. And now the next thing it wants me to do is the table. Where are we searching for this compressor? Well, we're going to search for it on this chart over here. So instead of having to switch pages, since I brought it here, all I have to do now is highlight this table. Okay, and add my comma. The next one is the column index. So these will help you here. But it wants to know, of this table, which column do they want to pull this from? So here's column 1, column 2, column 3. So my price is on column 3, so I'm going to enter 3, comma. The last thing you need to add is this true or false. I'm going to enter in the false because I'm looking for an exact match. There are other ways you can find approximate matches. We're not going to go into that today. But I want to find the exact match. So I'm going to click on that and go ahead and close out my formula. Go ahead and hit enter once that's complete. And you can see that it just took my compressor here and it pulled the price from here. All right. So now all I need to do, once I click on that, it's got my formula at the top, and I'm just going to click on the little box here on the right, and I'm going to drag it down to my table. Okay, that just entered this same formula all the way down. So now if I come in here and enter, say, hose, it's automatically pulling from this table and it's populating that. So if you do have price changes for these AC parts list, you can change them in your master list, excuse me, and you can pull it without having to go and search for new pricing or any of those things. Okay, so the next thing I want it to do is I understand that I need to come in here and enter compressor and hose. I understand that. And I need to enter how many sales we had. So I can put in 5 there, which is great. But I want to go ahead and make it total it for me so I don't have to do all of these things. So what we're going to do in here is go ahead and click on our sum. We're going to go ahead and take the price, multiply it by our units, and enter. There you go. Easy breezy. All right, so again, click on the right-hand box, drag it down. Our formula is going to create itself. Great. Okay, so now if I have, say, let's see, what else do we have? Our drive belt. I should spell that correctly. Okay, so the only thing I now need to come in and do is I just need to enter the quantity, and it'll give me totals. Of course, you can do a running total here at the bottom as well. I know this isn't necessarily anything to do with remote payroll, but here at DBI we want you guys to not only be able to teach you guys how to use our products better, but just products in general to help keep your workflow going as smoothly as possible. So this was just a taste of the power of Excel. I hope you found the hh2 University classes useful today. Please make sure to send in your request for future class subjects, and don't forget to check out our new videos. Have a great weekend, you guys.